You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. The Indiana Fever strike gold again. That's right, the Fever strike gold again, and there's nobody better, folks, than Caitlin-Clark. You're not going to find anybody that can take the court and do what Caitlin-Clark can do time and time again. And she has shined tonight, put up a triple-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. It doesn't get any better or any easier. Caitlin-Clark triple-double tonight, took them down. It was easy work. I'll tell you, the L.A. Sparks put up quite a fight. They came in here and they decided they wanted to play. And when you look at it, they put up a valiant effort. I can't stop or even deny what they did because they came in and played some basketball. But let's look at the Indiana Fever and how did it all come together. 93-86, Caitlin-Clark triple-double tonight. Okay, played 40 minutes, went the distance. 8 of 17 from the field, 4 of 10 from the three-point line, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, got in there again, got 9 defensive, 1 offensive, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 24 points. You know, the magic line for the Indiana Fever tonight, if you look across the starters, everybody's in the plus. Everybody's in the plus. Nia Smith had a gallant effort tonight. 13 points, got in there, 4 of 8 shooting, okay, and really just battled. Got 4 rebounds, put up 3 blocks. Big time. Boston got on there and battled, had a break tonight. Didn't have to have the huge defensive assignment. She goes out there and steps in and fills a gap because Timmy was down with the shoulder injury, but Boston really put on a show tonight. And when you get in there and you play like Boston, and you got to go night in and night out. You're going against the toughest of toughest, okay, and battling in that post. Boston finally had an opportunity where she could contribute to the offensive end. And I'll tell you what, she's a competitor. She's willing to fight it out. She's willing to get in there and do whatever she has to do to get the victory. And that's what you saw tonight from Boston. Boston just stepping in there with the Indiana Fever, getting the victory. Now, the Fever, it didn't stop. Caitlin-Clark gets another triple-double. And it was interesting because on the final play of the game, Boston kind of pulled back, gave Caitlin, and then later on was surprised to say she did it again. But I'll tell you, across the board, whenever you get Boston comes out of plus 12, 24 points, 14 rebounds total with 4 assists. I mean, just capping off a good game. And you can't ask for anything more. Mitchell backs it up 36 minutes, 8 of 18. The Splash Sisters got 24 and 18. Mitchell came out of plus 6, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I'm just telling you, things are happening in the right direction. Katie Lou got back in the mix, gave us 12 minutes, plus 11, 3 points, 3 of 3. But they really just got in there on the defensive end, got a block tonight, contributed. Rick Wheeler picked up the pace tonight, showed some good accuracy out there on the court, finished at a -1. So, between them and Dantes, -1 and -2, that's about as deep as it went. But everybody contributed from the Sparks in the night. They really had a tough night to go of it. They really completed it. If you look at it, Indiana first quarter, 23-19, the Sparks battled back, okay, and really accepted responsibility, took the lead, okay, outscored the Indiana Fever 29-24. Third quarter, it bounced back in Indiana's favor. Fourth quarter, they teetered it out. You look at Hamby, 16 points. Sims got in there and got 20 points tonight. And when did they shoot it? If you looked at it, 31 of 77, 40% from the field. 10 of 27 for the Sparks, 37% from the three-point line, 82%. But you go across the way, the Fever continued the 50% shooting. Okay, 50% from the field, really 49.3 rounding up, but three-point line struggled down to 31. Shot it good, got 83% at the free throw line. Now, the turnovers, you got it all the way down to 18, but here's the deal. You know what? Caitlin never going to stop. She's going to get a quadruple double. I don't think she's going to stop till she gets there, but she played an overall game. Now, what is in store for the Fever? You won that game. Okay, but guess what? You got Reeves coming in. You got the Minnesota Lynx. Different team, different style, different tempo, different pace. Okay, And again, you didn't have Timmy tonight. Timmy rested on the night with a shoulder injury. Okay, did not play. Okay, we'd like to have Timmy back. But the Minnesota Reeves kind of tamed the Indiana Fever. I mean, they put a pace on them that the Fever couldn't keep up with. Now, the Indiana Fever recognize that, so they're going to enjoy this one. But guess what? It's not going to be too much of a joy and happiness because they got to go back and they got to play the Lynx and they got to have preparation. And after that, they got a big one coming up. They got another game in between, but they got two big games going against the Aces. The Fever have got to do what they got to do, and you know what? Reeves is going to be Reeves. There's no doubt about it. And you look at it, Reeves came in there, Maya Moore, you got one of the best in the business. Okay, we're beyond that. She's focused on the Lynx. And like I said, the Lynx really is the loss since the break. And they're the Fever looking to see if they can turn that around or get it going in the right direction. Chrissy Sides has got to battle this one out. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just got to play the way it's going to play. And you know what Caitlin's going to do? Caitlin's going to be Caitlin. There's no doubt about it. I mean, she's going to remember that game, and she's going to come back, and she's going to play her heart out. It's one of those things where you got to kind of look at it and say to yourself, okay, which direction are we trying to go, and which direction are we going? Because at the end of the day, you got to know this, and you got to know this without a doubt. The Indiana Fever are one of the teams that you just got to say to yourself, how are we going to do it? And what's the best way to go about it? Because you can't play the same style against every team. And that's what the difference of the game is. And when you look at it, and you got the same style, it's going to be facing you. You got to come up with some things that are going to offset with the Lynx, because the Lynx are really good across the board. And what I see from that is the Lynx can play you a couple different ways. They can get you in transition, or they can kind of get you down there in a half-court game. Now, so if you really want to make sure you counteract that, you've got to be prepared if you get the lead of how to control the lead. And if not, you got to make sure that you're moving in the right direction and you can actually go in there and win the ball game. That's going to be the ultimate goal for the Indiana Fever, is to win the game. Okay, you're also going for position in the playoffs. So you got to pick your spot of what you want to do as far as how you can win. And I think the Fever are in a great spot. I think they can do it. It's just going to be how they're going to tempo it out and what approach are they going to take in there when you go in there and you're going to face them. This is a different type of game for the Indiana Fever. It's not the kind of game that just kind of lets itself coast itself out. You got to jump in there and you got to win these games. And when you win them, you got to know that, hey, you know what? I've won them and I've got an opportunity to have this work itself out.